My name is Douglas Ngoma Kasimu. I am a member of the Governing Council, Kenya Cultural Center, under the Ministry of Gender, Culture, the Arts and Heritage. I want to welcome you to today's show. We are in Makueni County, Kaiti constituency. In Kaiti constituency has 4 wards, and we are in one of those 4 wards, Ilima ward, in a village called Chenseni, where I was born. And currently it is divided again to Cha village. So we are in Cha village, in Musalala sublocation. This is where I grew up, from this environment, and I am one of the influencers in the society, doing things of climate change, doing things of culture, and so on and so forth. So karibu to our today's program. Well, today I want to mostly talk about culture and climate change. In Swahili, we call it tabia nchi na utamaduni. Well, culture is a way of life of a society, and the activities that community do day by day can either contribute to mitigation of climate change or destruction of the environment, which will bring about now effects, either positive or negative. Yeah, and so you find culture and climate change are intertwined. They work hand in hand. They are inseparable. I mean, the way of life of our community, that is now the culture, is dependent on the environment and climate change in this way. One, if we want to do art, for example, which is part of our culture, we display ourselves, we display our culture through art, either performing art or the contemporary art of drawing and all that, and painting and drama. You find whatever is used to table or to showcase our performances, we rely on materials that are sourced from the environment. If we want costumes, we will derive them from trees like sisals and all that. Talk of even the energy that we need to perform. We need food that is generated from, the soils. And, it is a way of life of looking for food, farming and all that contributes now to the materials that build art, that build culture and all that. From where I sit as a director for culture and as a darling of the environment, we have objectives that as a people we ought to take up and ensure that if we put them into practice, we can mitigate climate change and as well as promote culture. For instance, today if we encourage people to do fruit farming, for example, or do the indigenous foods that our great-grandparents, our parents used to farm, you will find that as we promote our culture, we also, mitigate climate change. And this is the topic today. The initiative that we want to undertake today is to, rally the community towards profitable fruit farming, which in one way will bring food on the table, and number two, it will promote their economy and bring in their livelihood. And that is the reason why today I'm engaging my community in doing this, because I am concerned. As a leader, I want to see our people get something in their pockets as we meet the agenda of the head of state of growing 15 billion trees in 10 years. Well, let me begin by saying this. Even before I became a director, I was involved in a vigorous campaign of tree growing in schools. I have been a chair of Kaiti Green Champions. It's a community-based organization that is an organization that was formed by professionals of this area. We came up with a team of professionals from the 4 wards that we have, and we agreed that we will be giving our materials towards funding tree growing in schools, an initiative that we started in 2016. And so I served from 2018 as a chairman up to this year, 2024, and after relinquishing power to my fellow member who became the chairman, I got now time to come back to my community and engage my villagers. And for this matter, I have a special place for environmental conservation, or for environment conservation, which cannot make me, silent. And so in May this year, in 2024, I came to my village and I talked to my community on the idea of, doing what I do in my farm. One thing you'll find that in Kaiti and the lower areas of Kaiti is a bit arid, but we have good soils. And so our people mostly do beans and maize. And they have nothing in their farms that can generate income in a bigger way. Since 2018, I started doing ash avocado and pixie. And up to this extent, I have seen the benefit. And you see, as a leader, you don't work alone. And when you grow, like, for example, if you want to do an investment and do a lot, and you leave your community behind, either they will take advantage of whatever you're doing, either exploit you, or they will say you're a bit selfish. And so, in what came in my mind is, we need to work together through the self-help groups that they have, go to their farms, assist one another in digging holes, and then we get seedlings together, plant in the month of November, when the short rains start. I don't know whether the short rains or the long rains. So we agreed, and from that time we started having a conversation of how we are going now to tackle issue of water, issue of seedlings, issue of farm inputs, and so on and so forth. Well, in this whole exercise, we have the national government and we have the county government of Makueni, whereby our governor is very consistent on promoting agripreneur or agribusiness. Also, the government, the president launched during, was it in Madaraka Day in Western Kenya, he launched the agripreneur, initiative that carries farmers together through circles. And when they enter into circles and form those organized groups, they get benefits. So my target actually is to rally my people towards a circle or a cooperative that will be a vehicle to carry them so that they can get funding from the national government or the county government. We have a lot of resources in the county government and in the national government, and so I know through the leadership that we have, our people will get benefits. I want to also put this one very clear. As the people, we want to do, and it is something that we have started, we said each individual should have a small nursery in his home, because sourcing seedlings is not cheap. And I agreed with my villages, the 3 villages that we are talking about here, that immediately they start planting the seedlings that we are talking about. That is now the avocado seedlings and pixie. I will provide them with scions. The first 1,000 trees that will be ready for grafting in the in the month of December or November, I'll be providing scions of quality seeds, because I have them in my farm, to the villagers, so that they start with at least a seed from my farm. But going forward, I am very sure that through the funding that we are going to acquire from the government, we'll be able to set nurseries going forward. This is not a process that is short term. We are planning, we are stretching it for a span of 3 years, and we know that gradually it will grow, and obviously we will get support from the county and the national government. Ni vizuri sana watu kujua ya kwamba sio wakati wote ambapo tunakuwa tukitegemea serikali kupewa, na cha muhimu sana na ile discussion ambayo nilikuwa nayo na community yangu ni kukubaliana kusaidiana pamoja, kwanza kutengeza vidimbwi katika mashamba yao. As we were growing, when we were young, we used to have these self-help groups that would come to a member's farm, help one another to till the land, and they will do it today here. Yeah, they do it today and they go tomorrow to another home and do it. So we agreed that as we prepare ourselves toward this sustainable fruit farming, we will help one another in, settling water in our farms. Having small ponds that will help us, harvest water and store, use it for irrigation during the dry seasons. And this is something that I have done in my farm, and it is going to be replicated in other homes around. Number 2, when we started this movement of improving our livelihoods, there is a donor who came in through African Sundown Foundation. This is what is happening around here. All the tributaries and streams and seasonal rivers cutting across our villages. We've started an initiative of having sundams built, and the community is so devoted in giving their labor towards achieving for the completion of the dams. Already we've done one. We started with one last year. Currently we are in the process of constructing another one, and we will be lucky enough to have the donor from Germany around, who will come in to fund us in farm inputs. And once we get the water stored, we will be able now to set nurseries near the sundam. And then come next year, we are going to do the tree planting, the fruit farming in a big way. So our source of income for the project, or the source of funding, will be, 1, from whatever we will get from the donor. Number 2, from our pockets, because we are not going to start in a big way. Everybody can afford at least miti 100 seedlings per home. When we start at that rate, we are very sure that gradually, as we have our own nurseries, we'll be able now to do our fruit farming in a big way. Well, as we speak today, the demand for pixie fruit is very high, and the current price in the market for those who come to buy in our farms, they buy between 60 shillings and 7 shillings per kilo when it is on season. If you're lucky enough to have the fruit off season, you sell at 150 per kilo. Same thing applies to avocado. Ash avocado, you find that it is a fruit that has great demand locally and internationally. So we bank on first sustaining the local market, and two, also finding market internationally. And that is why we are saying through the cooperatives or circles that we are forming, we'll be able to be assisted by the government to sell our products abroad, or through the cooperatives we'll be able to market our products. So market is not a problem, and I'm speaking from a point of experience because I am a farmer, and there is no day I have ever lacked market for my fruits. I always sell every time, and right now I don't have any remaining fruits in my farm. I have sold everything, and it is something that when we come together as a community, we will have provided a bigger bargain on how to sell our products. This community, when we started this program, they nominated practitioners who will work hand in hand with officials of ministry from the county to train our people and also monitor the progress of our project. And so the community is so devoted in ensuring that they succeed. Through the practitioners, we will be able to offer trainings. We can mobilize resources and bring trainers to train our people. And then when we train the small team, it will be able now to go around in our farms and guide the local people on how to do, on how to go about the fruit farming, and how to maybe use pesticides and things to do with that. So having the practitioners ready, we will be able now to roll our program out successfully, and what matters here is the goodwill.
Or it's a trial and error?
This is not trial and error. For example, I'll give you a very good example with what you will experience around here. In every home around here, you'll find that we have mango trees that grow at random, for example. We have avocado trees that grow at random. We have got lemons, we've got oranges that grow at random. We've not gone to an extent of doing soil testing and all that. But out of what we see in our farms already, naturally we are sure that our soils are good, and the climate that we have around is suitable for fruit farming, and especially for what we want to do. Because, as I said earlier, Bantus or Kambas, we are farmers. Most of them you find, they practice agriculture. And so, out of what we see in our farms, growing naturally, it tells us that we can do better when we go now for the improved seeds. And the climatic conditions across here, they are the same. We are not talking of a very big area. A sub-location as almost the same climatic conditions. same soils, and if there is any change of soil composition, you find it is very minimal. So we have no problem we have no doubts about what we want to do. It has done well, even without, this excess care and a lot of attention. So it means that when we bring in now the improved seeds and the aspect of doing it now commercially, it will bear fruits. We are not, when we talk about improved seeds, what we plant as the mother plant, we collect seeds locally. You go to the market, get seeds of avocado, go to the market, get lemons, squeeze the seeds, make a nursery, get seedlings that are organic, all right? And when we talk of the improved seeds that we have, we want to get a golden ash avocado that has a demand in the market. We want to get a seedless citrus fruit that has a demand in the market. And that is what we want to do. And on another point, when we come to issues of using pesticides and all that, we want to get to a point where we train our people on how to use organic pesticides that we prepare locally. We've got herbs in the farms that can be, prepared and, and give a source of pest control method and all that. So not necessarily using heavy chemicals that will affect the health of the consumers. No. Through the organizations that we are forming, we are able now to go ahead and source for trainers who can train our people on how to do organic farming and produce quality fruit that has less chemical or has no chemicals and able to enter in the market and fetch money. Where we stand, we are 2 kilometers away from Kaiti River, where we are planning to have a big sand dam done. With the help of this community, we'll be able now to get water in a large, in large amount that will be pumped uphill, and then from there it will be distributed down to homes. And so the issue of having fruits in season will be now out of topic, because every farmer will have a water point in his farm. And African sand dams are ready, very ready, to have as many sand dams as possible and stop the water flowing to Kaiti River and then to the ocean. And already, as I've said before, we are doing one today. And now the money for the big sand dam that is being that will be constructed and also act as a bridge to link Ukia Ward, Kilungu Ward, and also bridge the river, having stayed without a bridge for the many years that I've been alive. I've never seen a bridge in Kaiti. So when it is raining, we don't cross the river. But it is also an opportunity for us to get, a bridge and at the same time get a sand dam. We're going to construct a big thing. This is a big project that is attracting a huge funding, and the community is ready to, provide labor, provide sand, the stones that are required here, the ballast and everything. We are ready to work without pay and ensure that we get water that will help us achieve our goals. Let me first say this. When we are given opportunity to serve the community, either through appointments, it is very important for leaders to know that working from the office will never bring the transformation that we want. And that is why today I will wear my boots, get a shovel, and work with my people. Because, apart from the office that I have or the position that I have, I'm still a villager. And I'll come back here after retirement and mingle with my people. And so the only way for them to feel the touch of the government, feel the touch of the leadership, and the impact that we bring is to bring ideas and actualize them with them, working hand in hand. So, me being a director for culture, coming in to work with my people to do things of climate change or to do things of conserving the environment and bringing food on the table is a good example of, being selfless and coming, working with my people manually and showing them what we say is what we do, or walking the talk. This is the call that I'm making to all leaders. In all walks of life, it doesn't matter what you do. Connect yourself to the community with the position that you have. I have passion in environmental conservation. I have passion in art, and I would really, really want to see what I do day by day being, related to improving lives of my community people and ensuring that I leave a legacy. This is my desire, to see a legacy that even after serving in the Ministry of Culture and probably getting another chance to serve somewhere else, I'll still come back to my people and articulate my position or what I want to, or what I'm doing to bring change or to improve their lives. Whatever I'm doing is not geared towards bringing political mileage and all that. I am doing this out of passion because I want to transform the livelihood of my community. It should not be seen as if I want to lure my people to give me support. I have not declared any political position, and this is where we go wrong. It is not a must that you bring development for you to get political seats. And this should get out of our minds. But if the time comes and people see that I am worth to lead them, then who am I to say no? But for now, what I'm doing is not about politics. It's not about gaining mileage. It is about helping my community and leaving a legacy. Once we put money in their pockets, I have taught them how to catch a fish. I have trained them and I have shown them the way that even when I'm gone, they will still earn and they will have their livelihoods and they will improve the economy, and this will have a good taste when I'm mentioned around, even when I'm not serving in any political position. So it should not be taken as if I'm trying to, woo my people to support me in any political position. I am not interested for now. And my only objective is to improve their livelihoods. This initiative, it is my desire to see it replicated in the 4 wards that we have. A wealthy community is a respected community. Today, if you walk around, you find our area is, we won't say that we are stable. We don't have any commercialized, crop that we can say we get dividends at the end of the year. There is nothing that our people can show that generates income for them. And so, if we get something that can transform the livelihoods of our people in our constituency, then I think this will be a game changer. Through what we are doing now, the fruit farming I'm talking about, it will bring about honeykeeping or beehive or beekeeping. People will also start dairy farming because we have water. So as we introduce now the fruit farming, and it picks well. And after 3 years, people start now having money in their pockets. Then I think if it can be rolled out in the whole constituency, well and good. So for now, I'm doing 3 villages. I want to extend it to a sub-location. Then from a sub-location, we go to a location. Should it pick even to a ward, well and good. But for now, I have started the initiative in 3 villages, that is Cha, Chenzeni, and Chelitu.